Hello students, in this video we will have the explanation of chapter 11 Force and Pressure. Before I explain you about force, answer my question. What causes motion? Means what causes an object to move from one place to another? And also tell me what brings a moving object to rest. You can consider the following figures. If a goalkeeper have to save the goal, or if a hockey player have to pass the ball to the other player of his team, or if a fielder have to stop the ball, as shown in the figures. Okay, in all these cases, what they have to do to get the result? They all have to apply an external force, either to make the object move or to bring a moving object to rest. So, if we want a stationary body to move or a moving body to stop, we need to apply an external force. So, here comes the force. Means to make the object move or to make the moving object to stop, we have to apply the force. Okay. Now, when we talk about the definition of force, it includes two terms, push and pull. Let's first learn what is push and what is pull. Push is a force applied to make an object move away from ourselves. Means whenever we are applying the force and on an object, and as a result the object is moving away from us, we say that we are pushing it. And if we are applying a force to bring an object closer to us, that is pulling. We will say that we are pulling. Means as a result, when we are applying the force on the object and as a result it is coming towards us, then we say we are pulling it. So I hope now the push and pull are clear to you. There are different actions used to apply this external force as per different situation. Just for an example, as you have to put the nail, what you used to do? You used to hit. Means what is the action there? Hitting. And if you have to ride a bicycle, what action you will do? Paddling. Okay. And if you have to open the drawer, then yes, you have to pull it. That is what is the action you are applying there to apply the force? Pulling. Now to close the drawer, same drawer, what we will do? The action we are going to use is pushing. While playing the guitar, for the force which is applied, that is by plucking the string. Means many more such actions are used to apply the force. Some are all again many more examples are given to you in activity 11.1. See. Now in this activity what you have to do, as I told you, there are many actions through which we can apply the force. So many actions are given to you. Pushing, pulling, picking, hitting, lifting, and many more are there. Okay. And different situations are given to you. What you have to do is that first of all you have to identify what all actions is going to be applicable in that situation. Like in first one, moving a book placed on a table. Already done there, pushing, pulling, lifting. What is the situation given to you? Moving a book placed on a table. If a book is placed on a table, so what actions you can use? You can push the book, pulling you can do, pushing you can do, and even you can lifting. By the action of lifting you can lift the book. And then after finding these actions, you have to categorize whether these actions are involve only push or only pull or both. So in this case we are having both push and pull. Okay. In case of a lifting, you are pulling only. In case of a pulling, pull, and pushing, push. So all these actions can be categorized under both push and pull. In the same manner, you have to do other also. Like the first next one, opening or shutting a door. What actions we can use there? Opening or shutting the door, pushing, pulling, shutting also can be done. Okay. And you can check other actions also. Now, when you are going to categorize it under push and pull, so it comes both. All the actions comes under both push and pull. Both are applicable. Okay. Next one is drawing a bucket of water from a well. Whenever we are drawing a bucket of water, we are pulling it, or you can say we are lifting, another action, or you can say when we put down that bucket, so we are lowering also, that also another action we can use. Okay, in all these cases we are pulling only, we are not pushing anything, we are pulling only towards us, we are drawing the bucket of water. Okay, so that is. Then after then, a football player taking a penalty kick. What actions the football player will opt? Pushing, kicking. Okay, so in both the cases, what he means, both the actions come under both push or pull. Yes, it will come under push only. Pulling we are not going to do, because football player have to do the penalty kick, so he will put it away, na, that object, ball has to move away, so push only. Next one, a cricket ball hit by a batsman. Here pulling, pushing, okay, hitting, then in all this push only, means the actions will categorize under as a push. Now moving a loaded cart, pushing, pulling, two of the actions, pushing and pulling, and both push and pull can be categorized under both. Now opening a drawer. Opening a drawer means it will be pulling only, the action applicable here is pulling, and it will come under the category push, pull. So students, in all these situations you will observe that when we are applying force through different actions, whatever the kind of action will be, we are either pulling the object or pushing the object. So after all this, how we are going to define force? Force is a push or pull applied on an object which can change the state of motion of an object. This definition you have to remember. Okay, force is a push or pull applied on an object which can change the state of motion of an object. Now here comes Paheli. She says she had learned that a magnet attracts a piece of iron towards it. So she is having a query. Is attraction is also a pull? What happens in attraction, student? When magnet attract means iron piece, what happens? Yes, that iron piece move towards the magnet. And when anything moving towards the another force, what we call it as? Pull. So yes, here it that attraction is a pull. Now she asked whether, what about repulsion between similar poles of two magnets? You all know that similar poles repel each other, means both the magnets will move away from each other, and whenever anything move away, what we used to call it as push. So what is repulsion? Repulsion is a push, whereas attraction is a pull. Remember this. Next, now let's learn more about forces. Forces are due to an interaction. Now what is interaction? Interaction means there should be a kind of a contact between two different objects. Okay, one which is applying the force and the another one on which the force have to apply. To get it more clear, let's consider a situation. See, just now I had given we have learned so many examples. Let's take any one of them. You just imagine if a goalkeeper have to stop the ball, or a hockey player have to flick the ball and give it to the another player. Tell me, is it possible to get the result without any contact with the ball? No, na? Obviously not at all. The object should be in contact with the other object, means there should be an interaction between the two objects. Which two objects? The one which is going to apply the force and the other one on which the force have to be applied. Okay. There are many other situations given to you. For example, a man who have to push the car. By simply standing behind the car, the man won't able to push the car. He has to be in touch with the car. And in the second example, two girls are fighting with each other. Both have to be, means in that case, here whatever is shown in the picture, in the according to that picture, both are applying the force on each other. Then only they are fighting. And in the next example, both are pulling each other, both the girls are pulling each other. And in another one also, the man and the cow are pulling, both are applying force on each other. So what exactly is, there should be an interaction between the two different objects, then only force is going to be come into action. Remember this. Okay, now let's learn more about the nature of forces. Forces has magnitude as well as direction. Students, as you all know, an adult man can apply large force as compared to a small child who can apply a small force. Means a force can be larger or smaller as compared to another force. Okay, and this size of force, larger or small force, this is known as strength of force, and in science we used to call it as magnitude of force. So it means force has magnitude, and along with magnitude of force, the direction of the force applied, from which direction we are applying the force, is also responsible for the effects produced by force. Means हम कितना फोर्स लगा रहे हैं और किस डायरेक्शन से फोर्स लगा रहे हैं, वो डिसाइड करेगा कि फोर्स लगाने के बाद हमको रिजल्ट का क्या मिलेगा. ओके students, there are two cases when we apply the force on an object. Either we will apply the force in the same direction, or we will apply the forces from opposite directions. Okay, let's consider the first situation. If the two forces applied on an object act in the same direction, then what will be the kind of result we are going to get? You just think of a situation, the example is given to you, that a heavy box is there and a man is going to push it, but can't able to change the place, as whatever force the person is applying is not sufficient to push the heavy box. So he asked for help. So another person came and now two peoples are applying the force on that heavy box. Both are applying in the same direction. So what will happen? Two different forces applying in the same direction. Now as a result, they are able to move the object. So you can say the resultant force acting on the object is equal to the sum of two forces. Means when one person was applying the force was smaller, acting on that object was smaller. But when two person applied the force on the same object, now the force become bigger and they able to move the object in the same direction of the force. In another case, if two forces applied on an object act from the opposite directions, then what kind of result you are going to get? Okay, see. Again, suppose there is an heavy box and two men push the same box from opposite direction, one from left and one from right side. You just assume that the man who is the stronger of the two applies a larger force as compared to other. So what will happen? That box will move in that direction in which a larger force is applied by the stronger man. The box will, however, move very slowly in this case, because the net force acting on the object on that box in this case is equal to the difference in the magnitude of the two forces. Means what I want to say is that जो फोर्स बड़ा रहेगा, जो पर्सन ज्यादा फोर्स लगाएगा, उसी के डायरेक्शन में बॉक्स मूव होगा. So that is the larger magnitude, means the force of magnitude of force is larger. In that direction, the force applied means the object will move. In this case only, there can be another situation like this. If two forces applied on an object are equal, means both have the same magnitude. Okay, then what will happen? The net force on acting on that object will be 0. It will not move neither to the left neither to the right side. Okay, just as in the previous example what I told you, that if suppose the person from left side applied larger force, so the object will move in the direction of that left side person. Okay, means it will move in the right side. And if the applied force from the right side will be larger, then the object will move in the direction of right side person, that is towards the left. I hope the concepts are clear to you all. Now I am going to stop it over here.